Hello everybody and welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. Everything is destroyed, we survived the famine, and we saved Utica, but that didn't stop everything else from happening. So we're gonna keep going from here. Soon the other Helios will arrive. Or Stratos? No, Helios. But we're not gonna worry about them. We may get more friendship with Rex this run because we will be working in command, although we won't be doing much with him until his run, which will be next, where we're also going for governor. We're going to keep focusing on Marz, and maybe we'll get the assistant job this year. I don't know when it actually starts. But for now, let's focus on rebuilding. Here we go. I'm wondering how this is going to change things. Uticot's here now. Hey guys! Been a while. Marz grabs your shoulder. It's another ship, she exclaims. Look, look, it's another spaceship from Earth. Excitement ripples through the crowd. Could it be? You stare up, unbelieving at the rapidly approaching ship. The flames of its entry into the atmosphere dissipate, but a thick column of greasy black smoke trails behind it. Soon you can hear the whistle of it ripping through the atmosphere at terminal velocity. It's coming right at us! Do you think that the gardeners were watching this and they are like, oh my god, why again? It's an enormous ship, coming at you way too fast. The ship's reverse thrusters fire, trying to slow it down so it doesn't smash into a billion pieces when it hits the planet. Everyone scatters to take cover. You crouch behind some rocks and throw your arms to cover your head and squeeze your eyes shut. You hear the massive spaceship touch down in geophonics, plowing through the fields and grinding over what was left of the greenhouses. Come on, guys! You're thrown to the ground from the force of the impact as shrapnel and small rocks zing past your head. It grinds along like some soaring monster, cutting a great scar through the colony and kicking up an enormous cloud of dust. Finally, the ship comes to a creaking, shuddering halt. You and the other colonists carefully crawl out of your hiding places, coughing and rubbing your eyes. The new ship is half buried and obscured by dust, but you can tell it's from Earth. You squint to make out stenciled letters, Heliopause. A hatch opens on its side, and silhouettes begin to emerge. Silhouettes with guns! Soldiers march out of the dust and quickly surround all of the remaining colonists. More soldiers form two parallel lines from the ship to the square, their guns in parade rest, and a lone figure strides down the center towards you. Greetings, fugitives from Earth, the man says, spreading his hands wide. Oh, why are you... You know, I really like the years when I don't have to see your face, and since I'm going for the assistant job, I'm probably gonna have to see you more, aren't I? Why do you do this to me? A dismayed murmur ripples through the crowd. The adults exchange significant looks. Chief Engineer Instance tries to slip out of the crowd, but she's stopped by the line of soldiers. The man smiles. He has a broad, easygoing smile that doesn't match the threatening aura of the soldiers, nor the smoking ruin of the ship behind him. I am Commander Lum, he says proudly. As captain of the Heliopause, I have come to render aid and bring you to justice. I'm gonna listen. Utica steps forward out of the crowd. You're not the commander of the Heliopause, she says firmly. Where was the person I was speaking to? Commander Morikawa. Everyone is surprised. Utica had been in communication with this ship? For how long? I am the captain of the Heliopause, Lum repeats stubbornly, then adds, according to the chain of command, we, sustained significant loss of personnel when we went through the wormhole. You can't help but notice that many of the soldiers exchanged looks this time. You wonder how many people had to die before Lum became commander. As the commanding officer, Lum continues, I declare this colony to be under our protection. As such, you are all now subject to the laws of Earth, because that went so well last time. To be quite blunt, young man, it appears you need us as much as we need you, Utica replies primly. The Vertumnan colony, such as it is, offers our hospitality to the guests from Earth. Lum opens his mouth, but Utica cuts him off. Now, there's no need for this posturing. Whatever the purpose of your mission here, you'll soon learn that on this side of the wormhole we are all humans. Right now, we need each other more than we need mandates from Earth. Utica turns to the assembled colonists. Effective immediately, I will be stepping down as governor and turning leadership to the Council of Lum, of the Heliopause, she says. She smiles genially at him. I hope that will satisfy your craving for justice, at least while we get our feet under us. Judging from the number of guns displayed, you don't think you had a choice in this? It's a good thing the colony is in such pathetic shape right now, your mom mutters under her breath. If they thought we were a threat, they'd probably have just shot us. Your dad squeezes your shoulder and tells her to be quiet. No one knows how to react. A new governor from Earth? Nearly 100 new colonists, most of them trained soldiers? What does this mean for the colony? Nothing good. So, what do you think of these new people? Marz asks. I'm excited to make new friends. I'm going to have these Helios eating out of my hands in no time, Marz smirks. Of course that's what she's thinking about. Alright, well now the Helios are here and Governor Uticott just steps down. Probably, well, she didn't really have a choice either way. We were screwed. You approach Marz, who's deep in negotiations of some kind with Tangent. When Tang sees you over Marz's shoulder, she points and says your name. Thank you, forces of chance and chaos, Tang mutters, slipping away as Marz's attention turns to you. She's your problem now, Yabby. Marz pretends not to hear her. Yabby, she exclaims, you're looking hideous today, darling. Lucky I'm doing makeovers and fashion advice free of charge. What's the catch? Marz smiles. No catch, she says smoothly. You just have to try on my new line of clothing and give me your honest opinion. Come with me, Marz says, directing you to her room. I've been working on these designs for weeks. They're fresh off the printer, and I'm dying to see how they look on a regular person like yourself. Marz's room is a riot of fabric. My first fashion line is all about dressing for the seasons of Vertumna, Marz says, as she ushers you inside. Yellow and angular for dust, airy and pink for pollen, stuff like that. If we ever make it back to Earth, I want to be known as the visionary who brought Vertumna home. People on Earth won't care about Vertumna. Marz considers this. You know, you're probably right. Why wallow in how boring this world is? Still, it's not bad to start with what you know, she concludes. There's no reason we can't prototype and iterate. Marz indicates the pile of outfits at her bed. Well, what are you waiting for? Chop chop. You try on outfit after outfit, letting Marz scrutinize your silhouette and bearing. She seems genuinely focused on how the clothing performs. Finally, you finish trying on all the outfits. I think the glow jumpsuit is the winner. Go ahead and put it back on, she instructs. Then we'll do your hair and makeup. You sit on her bed as Marz pulls out a box of cosmetics. A day look, she asks, or something more bold for nighttime? Something flashy. Marz smiles at you with all her perfect teeth. Someone after my own heart. Marz does your makeup efficiently, then pulls out a bottle of bright blue nail polish. One more thing and the look is complete. Marz paints your nails, humming tunelessly while she works. And voila, she says when she's done. I like dressing up. For you. Marz doesn't miss your tone and smiles as she caps the bottle of nail polish. Is that so? She says, voice warm and teasing. What else would you do for me? She bursts out laughing before you can respond. Don't even go there. Your nails are wet. If you mess them up, I'm gonna scream. I'm sorry. I'm waving my hands through the air. We'll get them air dried really quick. You walk him over to command. Everything's moved around since the heliopause landed, but the construction yard is still in command where it always was. At the entrance, you meet Marz, filing her nails and looking like she's waiting for someone. Why, hello, cutie, she says to Rex. Where did you come from? He looks her up and down and grins. I'm just an angel who fell from the sky, darling. You try not to gag as the two of them flirt. You give a loud ahem and point Rex towards the construction yard. He looks back at Marz over his shoulder and winks as he leaves. Oh, you guys. Ooh, share some gossip with Marz. Marz's eyes go wide when you tell her you know something she doesn't. Impossible, she exclaims. I am the queen of knowing everybody's dirty dirt. Try me. When you're done sharing your gossip, Marz is speechless. Really? She gasps, holding her hand to her chest. No way. That sounds like it's something that came straight out of a holovid. They really said that? She shakes her head in disbelief. Wow. Thank you, Yabby. I'm starting discourse. Ooh, the back storerooms have been a mess since you started working in the depot, but now they're an absolute quagmire. Ever since the heliopause landed and they combined the warehouses from both ships in a hurry, your storeroom has been overflowing. Nobody can find anything anywhere. Marz refuses to even set foot in there anymore, so you guess it's up to you. The worst part is, the Helio and Strato use different barcode systems. You'll have to input everything by hand and come up with a way of organizing them into grouping that makes sense. At least it's all in your holopalm and you have lift bots to help physically move the boxes. You can organize it all by moving icons around on your screen, just like a holopalm game. Challenge! We got this. I do have a lot of wood, so there's that. There we go. Perfect. You start organizing. Green things over here, round things over there, things with stripes over here. Wait, where does the sports ball go? It's all three! Should you start a sporting goods section? At the end of the week, the storeroom is spotless. Everything has a perfect place. There's even space to walk. Seek and Marz take in the majesty of your work. You've done remarkably well considering the state it all started in, Seek says. They punch in something on your holopalm. This deserves a raise. A raise? Oh my goodness! Even Marz is impressed. Wow, she says. I don't know where everything is, but I feel like I understand how to find it. How did you do that? Seek gives her a strange look, and she just shrugs. What? Sometimes it's cool to put in a little extra effort, even if it's just some dumb boxes. I'm just that good. But now I need to relax. Oh, Marz! What's up? Marz is working in the depot today. You find her sitting on a pile of boxes, drumming her feet against them as she flips dismissively through a magazine on her holopalm. Every so often she snorts at something she's read and rolls her eyes. Oh, hey, Yabby, she says as you approach. Would you rather have really bad body odor for a whole day, or spend a whole day naked? I'd be fine being naked. Me too, Marz says. I mean, if anyone can still be fabulous with no clothes on, it's probably you and me. I'm reading some teen magazines from Old Earth, Marz says. You know, like fashion and makeup and dating and stuff. She turns to the new page and reads it out loud. Don't be afraid to use green concealer. You may look like the Wicked Witch at first, but don't click your heels and go home. Stick with it and you'll be on that yellow brick road to clear, beautiful skin. Marz laughs incredulously. What does that even mean? Papa taught me to put on makeup because I wanted to be pretty like him, Marz says. But I was never like, cover up your blemishes, make your nose smaller, hide your scungy pores. And that's all they ever talk about in these things. And it's like, was Earth fashion really about making everyone look as small as possible? What was wrong with them? Marz gestures to herself. I was the biggest kid the whole time we were growing up, and I've always been this gorgeous. And it's not just my genetic enhancement talking. Sometimes, I think they should just have made everyone unable to feel shame, Marz says. Like all these magazines talk about is how to fix your flaws or act different so people will like you. It's such a waste of time. Marz tosses her hair over her shoulder. If people don't like me, they can flick off. I literally don't care what they think. Hell yeah, Marz. Marz pats the box next to her, and you climb up and sit by her side. The dating advice in these things is pea good though, she says, flipping through a few pages. Like, my dad taught me about reproduction and stuff, but they get so squicked when I ask how you actually get someone to have sex with you. She rolls her eyes. Teenagers on Earth were apparently very worried about getting boys to talk to them, Marz says. Like, look at this quiz. 10 ways to tell if he's super into you. Marz smirks and angles her holoscreen away from you. Ooh, let's see how into me you are, Gabby. First question, do you have any cute nicknames for me? I do. Marz laughs. Really? Tell me. Actually, no, don't tell me. Second question, do you get nervous around me? Well, sometimes. Marz gently prods you with her elbow. No, really? She exclaims. Well, I guess that's understandable. Last question, do you go out of your way to see me? A little bit. Oh, Yabby, Marz beams. I am happy whenever you get to talk to me. Us sophisticated folks gotta stick together. Marz makes a frustrated noise and dismisses her holoscreen. Ugh, this is so wimpy, she groans. What was wrong with Earth teens? If you want to know if someone likes you, just ask them. It's easy if you're not a coward. Marz turns to you and leans in, bracketing your legs with her arms. You can smell her body lotion, light and floral, and feel the heat of her chest against your arm. She pouts and looks at you through her lashes. What about it, Yabby? Do you like me? What's not to love about you, gorgeous? Marz smiles and tilts her head back. I didn't say love, she teases, but I'll take it. Aww. The flirting has commenced. You've barely seen your mom since the Helios arrived. When you do, she looks frail. Like all of her strength got used up in the last year and she's only just starting to recover. Except instead of relaxing, she's hard at work rebuilding the geophonics domes. It must be hard to shake the fear it might happen again. Being able to load your tray full of food at the canteen is still a luxury you don't take for granted. Sometimes you make up a tiffin for your mom so she doesn't miss lunch. Hey, Abby, she says, smiling as you approach. Is that lunch? I've been smelling the caramelized onions all morning. I can't wait. You deliver the tiffin into her grateful hands. She cracks the lid and takes a big inhale. She smiles. You know, people used to give thanks before meals back on Earth. I can understand why. I'm thankful you're here, Mom. She reaches over and ruffles your hair. You're a good kid, Yabby, she says. She looks at you a second, weighing whether to continue. I know we don't talk about it, but I know how hard you busted your butt back then, making sure the colony didn't starve. When you're fighting for your life, that's when you know it's the true measure of a person, she continues solemnly. I wish you didn't have to be tested at such a young age, but you really showed what you were made of. I'm so proud of you, kid. Aww. Oh, Seek looks completely swamped when you report for work. Yabby, finally, they snap, though you're not even late. I need you to take care of these deliveries. There's too many. You grumble and bring up the manifests in your holopalm. What? There's no route planned? And some of these are time sensitive. Most of them will take multiple trips too, and a few of them are alive. It's a total mess. Seek ignores your grumbling. It's your job to deliver these supplies, not mine. Quickly, there are 4 more deliveries coming out of the nanoprinter every hour. Oh, more deliveries, not 4 more. Although, honestly, considering how stressed they are, it is probably 4 more. There we go. There we go. You don't know how you manage it, but you do. Every delivery drone on time and no spoilage or waste. You plan the most efficient route, too. Seek is impressed. Well, as impressed as they ever are. They give you a small bonus. A really small bonus. 1 kudos. Really, Seek? Oh, just in time for Virtunalia. I have 1 kudos to share. Rex shoots you a wave from over on the shadow side, and Nomi makes a silly face. Vase is surrounded by other young soldiers looking sharp in their Helios uniforms. With Marz standing beside you, you wonder if the 2 ships will ever feel like a colony. Probably not. Until Marz takes over. Alright, Who do those Helio jerks think they are? Right, Marz exclaims. This Lum guy's a tool. Did you hear what he said about us? How crass. Like, have some respect. Dees arrives carrying a big tureen of stew. And now they're just taking over. And everybody's okay with this? The adults are bigger cowards than I thought. Marz looks at Dees in shock that they agree on something for once. I always love that interaction. It's the first time Marz is like, wait a minute. You're not a nerd? The chime sounds to announce that the square is set up for annual competitions. What do you choose this year? Talent show. You, Marz, and Rex report for the all-singing, all-dancing, all-talent extravaganza. Marz looks a little put out that Dees doesn't show up. She was looking forward to continuing their rivalry. Marz goes up first and does a little dance routine she lifted from a music video. All of the teenagers enjoy it, but you can tell the adults feel it's a little much for a 15-year-old. Seek clucks their tongue and Instant shakes their head. Awoo! Rex calls out to Marz as they cross paths at the stage exit. You're hotter than both suns. Marz laughs smugly and flips her hair at him. Rex does a stand-up routine featuring a number of dog-based puns, and then it's your turn. How about live art demonstration? I don't even know what that means. There we go. You put on some calming music and do a live demonstration of your landscaping painting skills. You're worried that people will lose interest as you paint your little happy little mushrooms, but the audience is enraptured by your voice. Oh my god, Bob Ross. Happy little mushrooms. You win by a large margin of raucous audience applause. Nice. I continue to hold my title. Marz! Marz and Nomi are bent over one of Nomi's sketchbooks. Marz is talking animatedly, with expansive hand gestures. Nomi is nodding along and taking notes. No, 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 Marz exclaims. This neckline needs bolder lines, and down here, lots and lots of extra fabric. And make this part gold. I want it to scream, I don't have to work like everybody else. I'm only here to look beautiful and have people adore me. But we do have to work, Nomi pouts. Nanoprinting's restricted for these kind of materials. It costs kudos. Marz rolls her eyes. That's the point. Nomi huffs. Not everyone's got as many kudos as you, Marzipan, especially us Helios. We didn't have any at all when we landed. If I want to wear something other than uniforms, I usually trade or model clothes instead of printing new ones. Marz looks appalled. You trade clothes? You don't even sell them to each other for kudos? Nomi shrugs and tucks their hair behind their ear. It's just, some kids can't afford to print this kind of clothing, right? So you're losing out on them as potential customers, so maybe instead you could design clothes that are pretty, but also are made from some common materials, so everyone can have them? Nomi smiles brightly. Then maybe when you're in charge you can get rid of kudos entirely. It doesn't seem right that we trade kudos for extra stuff when we're all supposed to only have what we need anyway. Nomi packs up their sketchbook and leaves, and Marz turns to you with a thoughtful look. Oh, Nomi doesn't know that I was the one who started selling things for the kudos in the first place. My dad keeps saying I shouldn't do that because hoarding kudos and treating them like currency will cause, she makes quotations marks in the air with her fingers, wealth inequality. Do you think they might be right? Nomi's right, the Helios are broke. Oh, Marz says, tapping her chin. I mean, I knew the Helios were tragic, but I just thought they had terrible tastes. You know, the uniforms and the haircuts. I didn't know it was because they were poor. I really don't think that kudos makes everything unequal, Marz continues. Like, you can always work harder if you want something nice, right? That's what I do. Marz looks genuinely troubled. It's great that we have everything we need. Well, as long as there's not a weird disease or famine or whatever, but we're still poor, you know? She sighs. We're poor in culture. Like, yes, every colonist has a steaming pile of mashed trippet every morning, noon, and night, but what if I want to watch a holovid I haven't seen a million kajillion times? Marz puts her hands on her head. When we only focus on survival, who's making the holovids and the symphonies and the gourmet food? She throws her arms in the air and shouts, we have everything we need, but we're poor. Poor people don't care about art. Marz snaps her fingers. No. I've got it. I'm a genius. If the adults don't incentivize the creative class, we need to do it ourselves. We need to get the adults back on board with adopting kudos and using it to pay for luxury goods. Instead of slaving away in the depot or the kitchen, people like Nomi could be artisans. She grabs you by the shoulders. If we have an actual creative class, maybe we could get some culture on this stupid rock. I can't believe I never thought of this before, she says, clearly possessed with a beautiful vision. I'm the richest teenager in the colony, but what good is it if there's nothing to buy? Here I am sitting on more kudos than I could ever use, and I could have been using it to kickstart the creative economy. I could be a patron of the arts. Marz releases you and pulls up the finances screen on her holopalm. You catch a glimpse of her balance, which is more kudos than you've ever made in a year, at least. Yes, good, Marz says, thinking out loud. More than enough to start. She looks at you. Well, Yabby, she says imperiously, you'll join me, right? Let's give away some kudos. But no one here gets paid. You explain that just like people don't get paid for being farmers or soldiers, people who create art shouldn't be paid either. The colony should just support artists outright, even if they're not essential to life. Marz looks at you as if you started speaking an alien language. Well, yes, obviously, she says. When I'm in charge, the colony will support artists just like we support everyone else. But until then... what if I give you 100 kudos? Oh! Marz's eyes go wide as she sees 100 kudos land in her account. Oh, Daddy, she laughs, fixing you with a wicked smile. I didn't know you were so generous. There's more where that came from, baby! Marz throws her head back and laughs, delighted that you played along. Oh, aren't you fun, she says. Well, now I definitely have to work in the depot. We need to make sure we have at least 100 kudos to bribe Seek. OMG, Marz enunciates, drawing your attention from stocking the shelves. Did you see the new requisition come in? It's from Rex. I wonder what he wants, she says, scrolling through it. Ugh, he's so hot. I hope it's something for me. He knows I like gifts, right? You pull up the requisition on your holopalm, and it's a mess. Rex has no idea how to fill these things out. At the bottom, under additional comments, he's written, LMAO, sorry, I didn't know if this is right. Help? You and Marz exchanged looks. If you want an excuse to spend some one-on-one time with Rex, you'll have to fight her for it. I mean, I'm not really going for Rex this run. All yours, Marz. Rex stops by for some hands-on training with Marz on how to properly fill out a requisition. He cracks a joke about how she has to go slow because he's never done it before, and Marz laughs so loud you're sure Seek is going to storm in here and bust them for wasting time. It takes them half an hour to fill out a form that usually takes you 5 minutes. Meanwhile, you have to stock the whole rest of the depot yourself. Ugh. It's fine. I'll get Rex next time. Oh, You're trying to find Administrator Seek to ask about something and accidentally stumble into a meeting they're having with Governor Lum. You didn't catch the topic of the argument, but you managed to piece together that Seek is trying to get Lum to come up with a new way to explain something important to the colony. Whatever it is, Lum is dismissive about it. You hear him say he's not here to hold people's hands, which frustrates Seek. Figure it out, Seek, Lum says. That's your job. Convince Lum you could help. Here we are, the assistant job. You walk straight up to the two of them and declare you'd be the perfect governor's assistant. You can handle all this mindless busy work, freeing Lum up for his very important job of running the colony. Seek looks annoyed with you as they are with Lum. The governor, however, is pleased with your audacity. He walks you to the bridge. Good. You can share that desk over there with Marz, he says. You've worked with Marz before, right? Good kid. Strong image. She handles my social media presence. Oh, are you verified on Twitter, Lum? I mean, you can just pay for it now. I'm sure you've got the kudos. Oh my god. We're an assistant. I do think we're... Whoa. Ooh. Extra kudos for persuasion. Oh, I love persuasion, baby. I do think we're going to save the governor assistant thing for next time, because then we'll actually have time to see it in all its entirety. So I'll just do one more run of the governorship, and then we will busy ourselves with other things. What am I saying? Oh, what does it give us? I want to see. 3 persuasion, 3 organizing, 1 friendship with Marz. Oh, you and Marz are working together in the depot, lazily filling orders and stocking shelves. It's not a glamorous job, but it is easy, and you don't have to run all over the colony or have to deal with anything gross like weather. Marz cranes her head to watch a customer leave, then whistles. Wow, she says, leaning her head on her hand dreamily. Did you see the behind on that one? Honestly, the best part about colony living is that everyone is in, like, peak physical form. You know what I'm saying? You got a nice butt yourself. Oh, Marz exclaims, positively delighted. Why, thank you. You have an eye for beauty, I see. You spend the rest of the shift flirting with Marz, who plays with you like a cat on a toy. You don't mind. I'll chase after that feather toy anytime you want, Marz. Oh god, alarm! Alright, let's see. I'm gonna go to the lounge from now on, because this is where Marz is. Marz and Tangent are here, quietly reading something on Tang's holopomp. Some of the civilian kids from the Heliopods are here too, including Rex and Nomi. Vase and Anemone are absent, probably serving guard duty. Ah, here we go. After the attack, Lum gathers everyone in the lounge and holds a big celebration for the soldiers. There's feasting and drinking and songs of valor, and as the party goes on long into the night, some drift away in pairs, or more. Marz and Rex keep the dancing going. Even Anemone seems to relax, especially when the other cadets invite her to drink with them. Cal and Tammy sit together and talk all night, giggling about something going quiet when anyone comes near. Tonight, everyone seems convinced that this victory means the colony will be safe forever. Maybe it will be. You sure want to believe it too. Yes! There we go. Alright, we reached the end of another year and we have unlocked the assistant job, which is something I have never touched before and I'm excited to see what happens. But we will have to worry about that next time. Until then, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please consider subscribing. Remember to take care of yourselves, invest in the economy, and have a good day.